Look, I come to you, and your response, although like we're quote unquote designers, right? I don't know what I'm doing with the car. I could never. I don't even know where I would begin.
Two totally different worlds.
Yeah, I don't know where I would begin. Like I would say, here's my brand styling guy, here's whatever, but I'm relying on you to do it, although we're creative, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing.
And I do have a lot of clients that will come to me and say, I don't need you to design this wrap. I have a designer.
It reminds me, like, look, some of my best clients, media buyers, marketing companies, and sometimes I'm told, hey, we don't need you to design anything, just go build this. And I'm like, are you sure?
Yeah.
You're sure? You're very sure? I'll tell you now, again, with AI, I'm thinking about one or two particular clients of mine. These are people I have ongoing relationships with. There's lots of benefit in the sense of like, hey, Alex, here's a wire. Generally, I'll call it a wireframe.
Wireframe, sure.
It looks way better than a wireframe.
Yeah,
it's a functional little prototype. But in all fairness, media buyer, client of mine, sends to me, I want this landing page. Generally, here's the content. I'm happy with the wording. I'm happy with this. Make it real. Make it what it should be.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. Better than starting from zero, right?
Sure.
Saves us some time. I'm happy with those.
Good for direction. Starting point.
Good for direction. But you must be the designer. You know how that thing goes, right? Obviously, you've done it 1,000 times, and you have the benefit of that knowledge that obviously others don't. I read a book called Outlive by a doctor named Attia. Interesting book about longevity, health span, lifespan. I got a lot out of it. One of the interesting things was called the Dunning-Kruger effect, some psychology thing that said essentially it's a graph that measures confidence and competence, right? It was a couple of reasons I liked it so much, but it essentially said somebody with no experience, zero, did something one time, right? All of a sudden confidence shoots to the roof, right? And the curve just goes way up, right away. So they have very little competence, but very, very high confidence. And at the top, it said, you're at the peak of Mount Stupid, right? That's what they said, right? I talked to a guy the other day. This was shocking. I'd given him a price for a project, a relatively bigger than normal one. And he doesn't hire me because of the price. We did an outreach to him. It had been about a year since we talked. And he tells me, paid some company $3,600. They screwed around with me for 2 months on a logo that we never liked. Then when I asked why haven't we done our onboarding, they literally disappeared. Look, there's wonderful freelancers, there's wonderful talented people that have a lesser price than Alex or Sage. 100%. There's lots with lots more too. Can they see it through the end? I always say very easy to start projects, not so easy to finish projects. Jack?
Sir?
Owner, Atomic Wraps.
That's me.
Can we talk a little bit about how we met?
Yeah. Cool. You want to talk or do you want me to talk?
Yeah, I'll start a little bit.
Go ahead.
And, all right.
Your voice is so soothing.
Thank you.
I watch your commercials come up online, and I just get entranced by your voice.
I'm happy to hear that. I've heard that.
It's like I'm in the Matrix when I listen to you.
Listen, it's nothing that I've done. It's just like it is what it is.
Yeah.
So okay, so we started maybe 5-6 months ago.
Yep, for sure.
You called, and something happened that doesn't happen too often. I said, sir, you have a cool brand as it is. Let's not go crazy with trying to change too much.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't happen that often.
Yeah,
it really doesn't.
That's what you said.
I said, look, I'm generally a fan of what least can I do in order to net a good result. That happens to me a lot, where I'm like, you want to redesign a site with 75 pages? Just chill out for a second.
Yeah.
Like, let's do homepage, header, footer, major service pages. Is there some data analytics as to who's coming to where, right? Let's focus on those.
Sure.
And like do the least harm, so to speak. And when I first saw your site, I was like, I like this. This is cool. This is a great look and feel. Let's not turn the whole thing around.
Yeah, no, that you did. I remember you saying, I dig the brand. You got good bones here.
Yes.
So let's not go crazy trying to reinvent the wheel. Let's just take what you have, make it function a little better, make it look a little more current. And
your site's in bakery, which I have to tell you I love.
Your what? My what?
Your website, the theme builder is bakery.
Oh, yeah.
Which I love because I grew up with bakery.
Yeah.
Now we're on Elementor. We have been for a while.
And I'm not, I used to do websites when my first company was Safari Marketing back in Indiana. And that's what we did, digital marketing. So we did SEO, SEM, websites, development, branding, all that stuff. And, when we first started, there was no WordPress. There was no GoDaddy and Wix. Everything was code.
Yeah.
You had to know how to write code to do a website. So everybody depended on you.
Also for every change.
And they paid you what you wanted.
Yeah.
And then, everything started popping up with WordPress and Wix and all these quick builders, And that's when I got frustrated with it. So, bless you for having the patience to deal with customers and that kind of stuff. I wanted more quick in and out.
I get it.
I didn't want to wait 4 months for information.
I get it.
Right?
I get it. I have some clients that are very on it. Some clients takes, let's say we said, hey, we want to get this done in 6 to 8 weeks, but I don't get content for long periods of time.
Yeah.
It's
and the funny thing is that kind of gave me a slap in the face of reality when I worked with you was when I was doing websites, I would get, I'd have my initial meeting, right? I'd get a deposit on the website to start working on it. And once I got the deposit, I would send them an email saying, here's what I need from you, which they never, they were so excited when they came in and gave you the deposit and I can't wait to get this done. But then I would have to pull teeth and babysit to get the content that I needed. And of course, there was no Chat GPT back then to help you out. But so, websites could take up to like 6 months, if these people just were not on their game. I'm busy. Well, I come to you and I'm like, hey, let's get my site done. And then, of course, now I'm the guy dropping the ball, sending you what you need. Yeah. Because I'm a busy business owner who's, going back and forth, going crazy. So now I apologize to all my former clients that I yelled at because now I get it.
You get it. But look, you're running a business and it's a priority, but it's not the only priority, even though you spent money on something, right? So look, your business, I think is so interesting because super creative, right?
Yep.
Super creative. I actually would like you to explain to me.
If I didn't get to be creative, I probably wouldn't like it so much.
There's that, but there's also the fitting it to some vehicle or some van or some building or whatever that you're doing that I find very interesting. Your shop is so cool too.
Thank you.
I haven't been there physically, but the photos. Yeah. Wow, this is serious. So I am very interested in that. Like, let's talk about. I'm just for my own education. Like, someone comes to you. I think you told me once. Like, I'd rather do a massive box truck than a Tesla or whatever, just because of the. Am I correct on that? Because of the
kinda. I'd rather do 3 cars than a motorcycle.
I see.
For sure. And people think that motorcycles are going to be cheap because there's not a lot of vinyl involved. It's a tank, it's a couple little fenders, but it's having to take it apart.
It's taking up the floor space in the shop.
It's having all that stuff laying in my shop, taking up real estate.
Yeah.
The wrapping of it is more labor intensive because instead of wrapping one big side of a car where you can just start squeegeeing, now you have to get around all these different convexes and curves and make everything work and not overstretch. And they're not fun. What you're talking about, what I said, was the difference between a personal or a color change wrap, mainly on a high-end car, as opposed to a fleet wrap for a company. So with a fleet wrap, right, like a box truck, they're in and out, right? They're quick. You don't have to worry as much about taking the whole vehicle apart or seams because it's a work truck.
I see.
Right? I mean, we obviously want it to look as good as possible.
Of course.
We want to hide as many seams as possible. But it's not like if somebody brought me an Escalator, Lamborghini.
It's got to be
a paint job. Right?
Yeah.
So that whole car has to come apart.
I see. Wow.
So for the 5 or 6 days that vehicle's in my shop with the bumper over here and the rear bumper here and the headlight taking up real estate for X amount of dollars, I could wrap 15 box trucks in that time using that same space of real estate. So does it look cool at the end of the day when you post online that we did this red chrome Lamborghini? Absolutely. But profitability wise, it's better to the fleet stuff's where the money's at.
I see. I come to you and your response, although like we're quote unquote designers, right? I don't know what I'm doing with the car. I don't even know where I would begin.
2 totally different worlds.
Yeah, I don't know where I would begin. Like I would say, here's my brand styling guy, here's whatever, but I'm relying on you to do it, although we're creative, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing.
And I do have a lot of clients that will come to me and say, I don't need you to design this wrap. I have a designer. And that's usually when I go,
oh here we go.
Here we go. Because designing a wrap on a screen, not knowing what's involved with angles and door handles and hinges and what can and cannot work. They usually give me the files, and I always have to have the working files, obviously. But I have to change everything, bring them into my world and my templates. So there's still design costs there.
It reminds me, like, look, some of my best clients, media buyers, marketing companies, and sometimes I'm told, hey, we don't need you to design anything, just go build this. And I'm like, are you sure?
Yeah.
You're sure? You're very sure? And we look at something and we're just like, just misses the mark.
And now, with the curse of AI, everyone's a designer. So, we have people that come to us on a daily going, you don't have to design my ramp.
Meaning, what is that? That means give me a better price because you're not going to design it.
Right. You don't have to design it. I don't have to pay for that.
That's yeah.
Here's from my Canva, whatever. That I have to now tell them, listen, this is great. This is a great start to give me some direction.
Yes.
But I can't use this.
Yeah. It's like a wireframe.
If I blow it up, it's going to get all pixelated, and you send them a picture of your truck at an angle, so that's what I've got to work with. So yes, I still have to redesign this, and you're still going to have to pay.
Yeah, and there might be an extra. I saw, by the way, I saw a funny thing once that said like, I'm going to butcher it now, but it was like, we design it, 4,000. We design it together with you, 5,000.
For sure.
You design it alone, 6,000.
Yeah.
Whatever. I really resonate with that because I'll tell you now, again, with AI, I'm thinking about one or two particular clients of mine. These are people I have ongoing relationships with. There's lots of benefit in the sense of like, hey, Alex, here's a wire. Generally, I'll call it a wireframe.
Wireframe, sure.
It looks way better than a wireframe.
Yeah,
it's a functional little prototype. But look, right now, any site you go to, I know in 2 seconds if it was made, obviously.
100%.
By the way, there's
it almost seems like AI was designed for people to make Facebook ads.
Yeah, it's like the same. It's like the same site over and over
fonts.
and over. And they keep saying the word. You know what I've noticed recently? Every AI site I open uses the word ship too much. Like, if it doesn't work, we don't ship it. If it doesn't, it's every single site has the word ship. Stop using the word ship.
Yeah.
Anyway, but in all fairness, media buyer, client of mine, sends to me, I want this landing page. Generally, here's the content. I'm happy with the wording. I'm happy with this. Make it real. Make it what it should be.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. Better than starting from zero, right?
For sure.
Saves us some time. I'm happy with those. But
that's what I said. It's good for direction.
Good for direction.
Starting point.
Good for direction. But you must be the designer. You know how that thing goes, right? Obviously, you've done it 1,000 times, and you have the benefit of that knowledge that obviously others don't. And then what? Someone comes to you and they approve the design, they bring you the vehicle, and that's it, right?
So the process usually starts with an email or a phone call. Hey, I own a construction company, and I have 3 vans that I need wrapped. How much?
Mm-hmm.
What's the year, make, and model of the vans? So let's say they're all the same. They're all 2025 Ford F-150 cargo vans, no windows. Mm-hmm. Perfect. What color are they? They're all white. Awesome. Send me some photos. I have templates for every vehicle.
Yep.
So then I can go in and find that template, right? And it's a
means
photo.
what you're actually printing, correct? Like it's the file one must design and then print. Yep. Yeah, I see.
So I'll go find that template based on the correct wheelbase and everything. And I open it in Photoshop. And then, I have them send me their logos, which hopefully are vector and not Canva.
Yeah.
And if they do have Canva or something like that I can't use, I tell them I have to reproduce this, but for design's sake, for proofs, we can use this for now.
I get it. Yeah.
And everything's already in these templates I use is great. They're all masked out. So you just drag in. It auto-masks it. You can see all the lines and the body lines of the vehicle. It has where badges are, where handles are. Pretty accurate. It's a great, it's called Bad Wraps. It's for the wrap industry.
I see.
So I lay it all out, usually one side, driver's side. I don't want to do everything and send it to them, and they're like, I hate it. Or, let's get the driver's side done.
I get it.
To say, is this the right direction we're moving in?
It's like me doing the homepage first and not going and doing the entire website.
So
why would I do that?
Driver's side's my homepage.
I love that.
if you're good with the direction we're going here in the placement, then I'll go ahead and finish everything else, send it to you. I just send them screenshots, and then they'll make notes. Hey, let's take this badge off. Let's move this logo. I don't like this color. We make the adjustments in a day, and then once we get their blessing, we schedule a drop-off date. I need the car for, depending on the vehicle, could be 2 days, could be 4 or 5 days. Depends if we have to strip old wrap off of it, which out here in Nevada is...
Because it's baked on, right? Yeah.
It's the worst.
But you know what? 2 things come to my mind. One, I love the point you made about in and out. This isn't a 5-month ordeal of chasing. I love that. And another thing comes to my mind is the risk and liability you take on with these things, right? You're taking apart the whole vehicle. You're doing all this stuff. That's quite a bit of risk. right?
You could see if you were around, you'd see my mouth drop a few times when we were taking apart some Lamborghinis, and I hear clips break, and I'm like, oh,
Wow.
that clip on a Lambo is going to cost me.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
oh yeah.
So, higher end cars like that obviously have a higher price tag.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we out here in Vegas, I'm not saying we don't do color changes or personal wraps. We just don't really advertise it a lot.
You'll do it if it's the right situation, right?
We're business to business out here. We're working with casinos, exhibit houses, the convention center. Vehicle wraps, we're doing fleet work for companies with multiple vehicles, multiple food trucks, things like that. Now, if I do work for a guy who owns a construction company, I do all of his stuff, and he comes to me and says, hey, man, I just bought an Escalade, and I like the color. Of course, I'm going to do it for him.
Yeah,
He's a good customer.
Mm-hmm.
I want to keep him happy. But the majority of that stuff, that's back in the other shop in Indiana outside Chicago. We do tons of personal stuff out there.
Now, what happens when your web designer comes to you and says, hey, I got a white Tesla. I don't want to do the whole thing. I just want to do something for Sage. Like, you're like, oh, here we go again.
No, you're my guy. I got you all day long.
I don't know what to do. Something. I don't want to do the whole thing. Just something.
And the thing I love I've done so many Teslas, and I'll tell you why. When the Teslas first came out, I want to say around the time of the pandemic, everybody was ordering them, but you could only get like 2 or 3 colors. Like there wasn't a big.
I see. Yeah.
Everybody was getting Teslas, but they were all white or they were all gray, whatever it was. But everybody wanted to be themselves and look different, so everyone was wrapping their Teslas.
I see.
I loved it.
That's fun. Yeah, it's great. It's great. Yeah.
So we've done a ton of Teslas, and we've done color changes on them, and we've done them for businesses, and we've done custom kind of cool paint. I say paint because, custom paint job with like stripes and lines and whatever, but it's all done in wraps. It's all designed in the computer.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's fun.
I see there's just so many similarities, which I love what you said. It's like my, driver door is your homepage.
The driver's side is my homepage.
I love that.
It actually might be a good T-shirt.
It's a good one. It's a good one. I think only web people would.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. What, I want to tell you, like, what's been on my mind a lot recently? Like, I started to tell you, this whole stuff with AI, build your site on your own, all of that. Did a piece of content yesterday. I read a book. Let me start back. I read a book called Outlive by a doctor named Atia. Interesting book about longevity, health span, lifespan. I got a lot out of it. One of the interesting things was called the Dunning-Kruger effect. Some psychology thing that said essentially it's a graph that measures confidence and competence, right? And why I liked it so was a couple of reasons I liked it so much, but it essentially said somebody with no experience, zero, did something one time, right? All of a sudden confidence shoots to the roof, right? And the curve just goes way up, right away. So they have very little competence, but very, very high confidence.
Yeah.
And at the top, it said, you're at the peak of Mount Stupid, right? That's what they said, right?
Fantastic.
And then very quickly you realize you know nothing, so it shoots down again. And then very, 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 very slowly does it go towards, I think it was called the plateau of sustainability, where your confidence increases, your competence increases, et cetera. And I found so much interest in that because it's so correct in what's going on today. Again, like, my view is this. For the last 15 years, I've always said, I'm not a template designer. Okay? When I first started this, 2012, knew nothing, had no experience, peak of Mount Stupid, right? Had no clue what I was doing. I was going to some repository, I was downloading pre-made templates, right? And doing the best I possibly could in order to make my clients happy. And somehow I made it through that, right? However, it's very bad for the customer, not good for me, too much back and forth. And no custom, like, it's not design. It's not, I don't know what it is, but it's not web.
See, when I started with web design, there were no templates.
Not even templates. You're even pre-templates.
We were building everything, and sometimes in InDesign.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. but now, that's over, dead, gone.
For sure.
Like, I can't imagine that anyone for very much longer would ever go and choose the template $79 themeflorist.net option. Why would you do that? You might as well just go to one of these platforms.
And when I first came in here to meet you, one of the first things out of my mouth was, I want my website to have personality.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Because of my brand. And you agreed with me 100%. We had a great conversation. And I understand that there's all these different platforms out there, WordPress and things like that. but you can still do custom work, right? But a lot of people don't do that. They want to cut corners and get it done quick. And I remember back when Apple first came out with their website that was just like white, high-res photo. You know what I mean? It was so clean. And I thought, this is so badass. And it's so less is more.
Yeah.
And I started building all these websites.
Just like Apple.
It just looked just like Apple. But yeah, that was like, when that first came out, it was like, why are people overthinking stuff? But they started that, and that was their brand. Anybody else, like we tried to emulate that, people would go, it looks like Apple's website.
But look, it's hard to be simple also. Sometimes people confuse excellent with too much.
Too much,
right?
yeah.
You don't need to be too much.
No, less is more.
Less is
my
more, that's
motto.
right. But again, now, look, I'll just say, my opinion, WordPress, 40% of the entire internet. Do I want to be like I think it's an ostrich that puts the head in the sand and doesn't pay attention? No, I don't want to do that. That's probably not a good idea. But I also don't want to gamble or learn on your account, so to speak.
Sure.
Someone came to me once and said, Alex, can you do this in Breakdance, or can you build it in this other builder, this kind of fad new builder, right? No, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
Go hire someone that specializes in that. I don't want to play around on your account. Maybe it's fantastic. The marketing certainly is great, but maybe it isn't. And I've got the benefit of 1,000 projects or whatever over the last 15 years. Let me just do my way, okay? Because I know I can control my way. Well, I'm not saying it's the only way, but it's the way I can fully control.
Absolutely. It's and websites are kind of like vehicle wraps, right? Guys come to me with a big van, so they figure I have this huge canvas. I want to put 10 pounds of shit in a 2-pound bag.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, first of all, when the vehicle's moving, people can't read all that stuff.
Yeah.
Let's make the sides all about the brand.
Yeah.
Big as we can get it, pop, make it noticeable, but not difficult to read as it's driving down the road. If you want to put more stuff on there, like list services or something like that, do it on the back. Because that's when people are behind you.
Stoplight.
They have time to read and comprehend.
I like that.
Don't make it look like an ice cream truck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Less is more.
Less is more, yeah. Totally agree. And now, again, coming back to WordPress, 40% of the entire internet, it's not the only builder. There's other great things for specific use cases, but I like to control and have full control over the process, something that I can own. I don't mean own from an ownership perspective, but own meaning I can see it to the end and I can know I've done a good job. And so what is my view on what's going to happen? No more templates. That's going away. Why would anyone do that? Go prompt any of these platforms. You can output. Yes, it's what's the word? Vanilla looks like a lot of everything else. But hey, keep prompting, keep doing. I've seen some decent stuff come out. Now, will it hold the test of time? Will it be good for SEO? Will it be good for A, B, C, D, E, F, G? Will it be good for paid media? I have no idea.
Right.
I have absolutely no idea. And I am strongly of the opinion that you should leave the tools to the professionals, not pretend that you're the professional because you have a tool and you did it once.
100%.
Big mistake. I think that you don't know what you don't know. And there's this like weird thing in design, web design. I don't know about in yours, but like just because you did it once or twice doesn't mean you should actually be doing it at all.
Well, in my field, it's YouTube videos.
The installation?
Everybody watches an install on YouTube
And they're
from
an
somebody who's
installer.
been doing it for 30 years, and they're like, that's easy. It's just a sticker. Why are these guys charging so much?
You know what would be a great ad? you or one of your guys doing it, and then getting a guy like me that watched one video trying to do it, and just hammering the thing, just absolutely just ripping it and whatever.
It's like
it's very funny.
I believe you did one of your podcasts, and you were talking about a place out here that does tints.
Yes, I did.
That says we fix $99 tints.
Yeah, that ad by the way, that comment became an ad. And I cannot believe how much business I got from that one statement.
I remembered it.
A couple of serious business guys, yourself included, comes to me and says, make me the same version of what you just said about that. I was like, wow, this thing was crazy.
And I've had people come to me and go, hey, I have this car, and I want to wrap it with this color. How much? And let's just say I got $4,000. $4,000? It's just a sticker. I can buy it on eBay.
Go do it yourself.
I could buy it on Amazon. Well, first of all, those are all crap. Those are all garbage vinyls. They're going to ruin your paint. They're terrible at installing because they're super aggressive tack. You know, good wrap vinyl has certain attributes about it that make the job go better.
Sure.
But you have to know the vinyl and know how it reacts to heat and stretch and all that. So, I can't believe you're charging. And I'm like, listen, man, if I were you, I would finish watching that YouTube video.
Yeah.
Get on Amazon, buy your little roll of Chinese material.
Yeah.
And then once you mess it all up, bring it to me. But now my price is going to be more because I have to remove all the crap that you put on the car, clean all the adhesive off, and get it prepped for a proper wrap.
Yeah.
That happens all the time.
Yeah. Similarly, again, to keep comparing notes here, I've quoted before X price. Someone says, hey, I like you. I can't afford it. It doesn't fit my budget.
Yeah.
They leave. They pay someone half price. They screw around for 9 months, and they come back and said, I should have hired you. And
because now they spent that money they're not getting back.
And the one to me. Yeah, and the one to me.
Yeah.
I talked to a guy the other day. This was shocking. I'd given him a price for a project, a relatively bigger than normal one. And this is a guy doing like serious, like high-end work in luxury homes. And he doesn't hire me because of the price. We did an outreach to him. It had been about a year since we talked. And he tells me, I paid some company $3,600. They screwed around with me for 2 months on a logo that we never liked. Then when I asked why haven't we done our onboarding, they literally disappeared, okay? Disappeared. Now, wait, this is even worse. They had some POS website up, the owner, right, that he'd done himself or whatever, not from any other company.
Yeah.
So they do a chargeback, which he should have, and good for him. The company goes and quickly duplicates the live site of the owner. It was a couple-page BS site, and says to the credit card company, he's scamming me. We made the website. Look.
Wow, they turned
here's
it
the
around
development. So they turned it around. So he's in like some battle over $3,600. I'm like,
wow.
What do you need this for? I'm not saying look, there's wonderful freelancers. There's wonderful, talented people that have a lesser price than Alex or Sage, 100%. There's lots more too. Can they see it through the end? I always say very easy to start projects, not so easy to finish projects.
So similar what we both do, because you're talking about that, and the first thing that comes to my mind are what we call rat wrappers. So somebody calls me and says, how much to wrap my car? It's this, and this. And I say $3,800. And they go, $3,800? I got a guy that'll do it for $1,200.
Well, go do it.
Okay, well, $1,200, let me just tell you, a roll of vinyl is $1,000.
Wow.
So he's making $200. He's doing it out of his garage. He has no insurance. He has no overhead on a brick and mortar place. He has no employees, right? He's obviously desperate for money if he's doing something like this to make $200. You're not going to get a warranty. But we get those calls all the time. I got somebody that'll do it for $1,200, $1,500.
Do it.
Go buy.
Do it.
I don't have time. You're the guy that I don't want to deal with.
Those that pay the least complain the most.
100%.
Okay? And I can't help everyone. I'm not saying everyone should overpay, but listen, for goodness sake, it's exactly the same. I want a custom website for $1,500. If you understood what it took, you would be embarrassed to even say such a thing.
100%.
It doesn't make any sense, right? It doesn't make any sense. And I'll tell you, in my industry, it's particularly interesting from a paid media perspective. I'm battling with very high cost per click, right, in paid media. Very high. You know how much costs Las Vegas web design? Web designer Las Vegas? Take a guess, cost per click. Google ads.
$2?
Oh, I wish I would be.
Oh, you?
Yeah,
For you?
For me.
Oh, for you.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. It's got to be around 20?
It's more. It's $50, $60, $70, $80 a click.
Wow.
Yeah. So how does one succeed with that when, hey, the keyword, it's on point. The customer put the exact term that makes sense. That's what we do. It's in our city, right? And I get a call, and I pick up how many clicks do you need to get one form submission? And I do the math. And the logic is I want a $1,500 website. Like, doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. So, but that's the reality of what it is for me.
So I used to sell SEM and SEO back in the day when I worked for a newspaper. And it was when it just started, the internet was just kind of blowing up. Yahoo was huge.
Wow.
We partnered with Yahoo at the time. Back then, like high-end clicks were like $5.
That's incredible.
Like that was like the shit.
That's incredible. That's incredible. I wish that was the case.
Right.
Wow. Yeah. That's incredible. And by the way, it's not other industries, personal injury, HVAC, electrical, that kind of stuff in certain markets. Crazy.
Yeah.
$200 a click when the average job is
That's
$600,
nuts.
$800. It's insane. It's insane. Private equity, the whole story. So you okay. So you have the benefit of history of being decades in what I do, right? So I'll tell you where I think all of this is going.
Tell me.
So I already said the template stuff. Why would anybody do it? Go prompt AI. You'll get probably a better product, and you don't have to pay. Like someone that's still selling templates today and messing around with those doesn't have the skill set necessary to do custom design or development. They're not the right person for you. Don't do that. Just go do it yourself.
Right.
Go do it yourself, and good luck with that. And again, maybe you don't have a. I don't want to be rude here. Real business in the sense of like. You're not doing numbers that like it really matters, right? If you're spending $1,000 a day on Google Ads and Meta, well, it really matters, right? It has to be right. So maybe you don't have it. Maybe you need proof of concept or whatever. That's fine. But I'll tell you what's been on my mind a lot recently. And anyone who's seen any content from me knows, and I just am who I am, and that's not going to change, okay? I like to harp on the negative. That's just who I am, okay? I can't help myself because it's everywhere. It's SEO. I did a piece of content a couple of years ago. I called it "Stop with the SEO BS," and I was ranting. It was my sister; she was here from out of the country, and I was yelling for 10 or 15 minutes.
You're like the Larry David of the internet.
I'll take that. I love him. He did a funny thing once. I saw it was around the election time. He was like driving his like Prius or whatever, and he's got. He would like cut off a biker, like a mean, angry biker or whatever, right?
Oh, he put on his MAGA hat?
Yes.
He's the
and
best.
The biker's like, ah! And then he puts the MAGA hat and the biker's like,
sorry, buddy.
I loved it. I loved it. It was great.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's so much BS. It's shocking. Okay.
Yeah.
I would say 95, I'm being nice, 95% of people have absolutely, in marketing, have absolutely no idea what they're doing, right? Don't know what they're doing. Selling air, pay me $300, $400, $500, $600 a month, and we're going to get you so much traffic, you're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe it. But guess what? They themselves don't have any traffic, right? Look at their websites, nothing.
Right.
And they end up paying for 6 months. Oh, there's impressions. That's really, it's all BS. Okay, I'm sorry, it's BS. And so difficult to, I used this term before, control the outcome, right?
Oh, yeah.
You could do the best job ever that any professional, quote unquote, SEO, real SEO person that charges appropriately thousands of dollars a month for their work, which is what it should be. You could do all that stuff, and you could still not have a result. And on top of that, what happens if you do have meaningful rankings and that doesn't turn into calls for you? What do you do then?
Yeah.
Right? So you spend all this money. So that's why I like paid media. That's why I like owning the whole thing. We call it the Sage Performance System. You come to us, we build you the website, we do Google Ads and Meta, we report, we track, we analyze, we understand the numbers. We even go as far as to say we set up the CRM for you because so many customers of ours turn on ads, get leads, try to pick up the phone one time, 2 times, don't follow up ever again, don't text, don't email, right? Not good.
Yeah.
So we have the performance system where we, again, I use the word own the whole thing.
Did they blame you?
No, not really. No, I mean, look, the lead quality is either good or not good, and we need to know that, right? So
because you can get a place a ton of leads or get the phone to ring, but at the end of the day, they have to
see it to the end.
Right.
And it's on them to do.
They got to
so.
close the deal.
The point being, there's so much BS out there. And now, I'll tell you, let me just say it this way. All this with AI, it's the new grift, okay? It's the new scam.
Mm-hmm.
SEO has been the scam of the last, however many decades. This AI, GEO, AEO, all this stuff, it's the new scam. All these guys have this new beautiful thing to sell. I got to tell you this story. I'm on the email list for some marketing company in New York, I think. And they have nice emails and looks like they've doing cool stuff, right? Some content, whatever. And I get a postcard, a beautiful postcard in the mail here a week or so ago. I want to say it's like a big one too. It's not a normal size one.
Yeah.
And on the back, there's this phone, it's ChatGPT and it's prompted and whatever. And are you going to show up? And on the other side, it's like metrics about how many people are going to AI search, which is all true, and I agree, and it's important, and yes, we want to show up. But you, sir, or you, organization, you don't own that. I'm sorry, you don't. And I look at their own site. I have some tools that I can understand what's going on a site, right, pretty intelligently. Obviously, it's not analytics and everything, but I can have a general sense. And guess what? They have no citations themselves, 0. They have very little rankings and very little traffic from what I can tell. What is going on here? And that's the basis of what you're selling. You can't do it for yourself. Why are you trying to do it for other people?
It's like the guy on Facebook, right? That's got an ad running, a video of him saying that we're going to get you so many hits and so much this, and the phone's going to ring, and you're going to make money, and we're legit, and you're going to climb. And then you look at they got like 1 like.
Is that right?
How's that working out for you, buddy?
It's just so easy to promote yourself as an expert.
Yeah.
Coming back to the Dunning-Kruger point, it's like the ones with the least competence are often the loudest ones.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like this example you gave me. Whereas the ones that have the competence understand how much actually goes into it. And it's like, you know what? Maybe I should tone down the promotional language and the promises that likely I can't control and see through all the way through, right? I really believe that. And it's like, have some humility, like just chill out a little bit. I think that's why I've been blessed, thank God, with many, 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 many clients, is because I am very direct in like this is my opinion.
Yeah,
I don't have to be the knower of all things. If you came to me right now and said, Alex, I want something specific on the website, and I didn't have the experience to do it, I'd say, I'm not your guy.
Right.
Let's find somebody. I can't do it. I can't be the doer of all things. You're going to laugh. 40 next year, okay?
Good for you. You're so young.
2 beautiful little children. Loves of my life, very busy with them. 16 months and 3.5.
Wow.
Yeah, a wife that requires me to be present.
Yeah.
Of some period of time in the evenings, right? I can't be working 24/7 like I once did. So I think it's all a matter of like own a couple of things and just be yourself. What's the term? Oscar Wilde, be yourself, everyone else is taken.
No, that's 100% true. And it took me a long time to kind of abide by that. And thank God I did, because I was going to just have a brain aneurysm.
Yeah.
What I was doing before the rap thing, just being a rap place, I was a marketing company. Mm-hmm. Not much different from what you're doing here, except our list expanded into signage and everything else.
Yep.
So when the vehicle wrap thing all came to fruition, that's just what I want to focus on. That was during the pandemic, because I had a lot of things to think about, and businesses were closing, and what did they call the business that could stay open? It had to be essential.
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm essential, because if I don't work, I don't put food on the table and pay my rent. So it really worked out well for me, and it took off. I got in at the right time, but I dropped all this other stuff I was doing. Mm-hmm. Business cards and door hangers, and like I was doing, I'll cut your grass. If I got time tomorrow, I'll come cut your grass just if you're going to pay me. Yeah. Like I would do anything for money. Yeah. And then I talked to a friend of mine who's a real successful businessman, and he was like, you finally found your niche.
Yeah, I love that.
You were wearing too many hats.
Yeah.
It was driving you nuts.
Yeah.
You had to clean house and get rid of all that crap to like, how much money does this really make?
Yes.
How much money does this really, but how much time is it taking
I bet you the pain in the ass, 15, 20% was taking up 80% of your stress.
100%.
Right?
And I went from working, from 6:30 in the morning till 1 in the morning.
Wow. Forget it.
To now, I start my day early out here in Vegas because my shop back home is 2 hours ahead. Mm-hmm. So at 7 a.m. here, it's 9 a.m. there, and they're opening. So I'm usually starting here at 6:30 in my home office, getting stuff ready, answering emails, getting files that have to be printed ready that need to go out to them, or then I usually talk to them all at 7 when they get in it, which is 9 for them. And I usually spend a couple hours. I got a great crew out there. They're self-contained. I don't have to babysit them.
Thank God, yeah.
They're fantastic. So I spend a couple hours every morning with these guys, just making sure. Monday is what's on the books for the week. Daily is, did anybody cancel? Are we still in line for everything? Did this stuff get printed? Just quick, I do some computer stuff. I talk to some clients. I jump in the shower. Then I'm at my Vegas location, which, again, there I have great guys, so I don't have to babysit everyone.
So hard to find good people.
I'm not used to coming home from work and having it still light out for another 6 hours.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I'm used to coming home at night when it's dark.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's like, this is amazing.
It's a blessing.
Yeah.
It's a blessing.
Just,
To specialize is a blessing, right? Like if somebody came to me now and said, Alex, I want you to build our website in some other platform besides WordPress, I say no.
Yeah.
I don't care how much money you pay me.
Right.
It's not my job. It's not what I do, right? It's not what I do.
And it's great being at that point in my career where I can tell people no.
Mm-hmm. It's very important.
I always said yes to everything just because I wanted that money. I needed that money.
I get it.
Now I'm at a point where I can go, no, we don't do that.
Just not
Try
the right
this
thing.
guy.
Yeah, I love making referrals. I love it. Hey,
I got a guy
So-and-so's
for you.
great. Yes, I love doing that. Call this person. I had a great experience with them.
Yeah.
Call them.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And I would before I lived here, I flew here every 3 weeks, and I stayed in casinos.
Wow.
On Fremont Street because it was close to my shop.
Wow.
And that was for a year.
Wow.
I flew to Vegas every 3 weeks, and I love Vegas. I started to hate Vegas.
Yeah.
Just the traveling and everything.
Yeah.
Then I moved here, and now I'm like, well, now I got to fly back home to Indiana every 3 weeks. That lasted 2 flights.
Mm-hmm.
And I would go to the shop, and I'm like sitting there like, they got that under control.
Yeah.
Those printers are running. They're installing.
Those printers are expensive, right?
Oh,
yeah.
What am I doing here?
Yeah.
And then I would go out in the shop and be like, hey, guys, what? And they're like, get out of here.
Just leave us
You're
alone.
just getting in the way.
That's funny.
So now I go home like every 3 months. I visit my family. I stay with my sister. I get to see my nieces. I have triplet nieces.
Wow.
So I get to see them. And now they're old enough to where they can hang out with Uncle Jack and go to a bar and have a drink and get some food, you know. And it's great because now when I go home, it's minimal time just checking on the business, going in, seeing my guys. Hey, guys, how you been? Let me take you to lunch today. And the rest of it's visiting with my family.
It's amazing.
A handful of friends that I really care about seeing. And then I'm back home in Vegas, you know. And that's just because I took advice from someone and cleaned my plate
I think that's great.
and stuck with one lane. And it's just been a blessing.
I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I am interested to see if my comments / predictions will come true. You know, one point actually before I end. What does one do now, given it's so easy to put up a decent looking site, right? Like I'm remarketed to all the time. I Demand Gen, all these other places. Like I'm seeing stuff that I'm interested in. Obviously, that's how these platforms work. It's easy to put up a site that looks quasi good. There's no misspellings, right? AI is not making mistakes with spelling, right? It uses the damn word ship too much, but besides that, it doesn't make mistakes. And how does one differentiate the real from the not real? What's the term, the Texas term? All hat, no cattle. Okay, a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
A lot of that big hats. Okay, but no experience. How does one vet that, right? Testimonials. A bigger site. So many of these sites, by the way, are 2-page sites, 3-page websites.
Yeah, and the thing about how can you tell that you just said?
I mean, I can tell.
I could tell a AI generated anything a mile down the road because they all look the same. The coloring's the same.
It's all got that
the texture's the same.
The pill thing right on top of the H1 on the website. It's all the same.
And there's always 10 pounds of shit in a 2-pound bag. There's a million things going on because think about who's doing it. The typical person who's not creative, who's not a designer, will just go in and go, here's my ad. I want it to have this. I want it to have that. Have a starburst with this. Put an outline around this. Make this flashy. Put some fireworks in the back, you know.
Look, they'll get better, right?
Oh,
They'll
for
get
sure.
better. Who knows where it'll be in 6 months or a year from now. I suppose much better. But still, put it in the hands of professionals. Let them output the work faster, better, et cetera. I'll tell you even this. If we're not there, if I get to the point where my cost of design, cost of development, cost of account management, all of that significantly decreases, I'll pass the cost to my clients with pleasure.
100%.
I would love to output double the amount of output for the same cost. Would love to. That's just not the case currently.
Yeah.
I have a massive cost associated with the work that we're doing, as does anyone, I think, that's doing good work.
Yeah, a huge hike went up with us in the last 2 years on material. There was a time we couldn't even get material from certain suppliers. But people don't understand and they don't want to hear it and they don't care.
I get it.
How come you're charging me $4,000 for a truck now when for the same truck 2 years ago it was $3,500?
Well, the cost increased.
That was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Tariffs, this, that, pandemic.
I get it.
They don't get it.
But
They don't want to get
But
it.
general inflation, everything costs
General
more.
inflation for sure.
Your cost just to turn the light on is more.
Yeah.
I can't go to a Sprouts without spending $150. My wife is shocked all the time. It is what it is.
And we moved into, out in Indiana, we moved into a new facility 4 years ago, which was double the size, more than double the size. So, you know, our energy bills went up.
Of course.
Everything went up. So overhead, you got more overhead, you got more employees, you got more insurance.
Just is what it is.
Or I could just wrap out of my garage, I guess.
Or you can turn off everything else and wrap
No
in the garage.
warranties.
Yeah. Good luck getting any help. So
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I don't think I laughed as much on an episode to date, so thank you for that.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll make sure we put your info on the video.
Yeah, thanks for
Jack
having
Atomic
me.
Wraps.
We've been talking about it for
Yeah, we
7
have.
months.
I'm happy we did it, and we should do it again.
100% we should.
Bless you and thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.